Welcome back, Digital Watch fans, to Vintage Digital Watches and to this review. We haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought we could do something really special and look at the watch that is a true icon of technology, nerdiness, techiness, whatever you want to call it, even rarity. So what if I told you that this watch was as high-tech as the Seiko TV watch, as cool as the Citizen Voice Memo, and as rare as the Casio TM100 watch? Can you guess what it is? Okay, well, it's on my wrist, so it is the Citizen Voice Master. And as usual, we're going to take a look at design, features. We're going to be looking at the innards of the watch, so we'll be opening it up, and we're going to give it some grades. So let's start off with the review and look at design. So first of all, this is Caliber D090, the Citizen Voice Master, or VX2 as the stage name. Production code on the back says September 1987, so they made this mid to late 80s. They definitely have a techy appearance with a black rectangular case. You know for sight that it must be doing something cool. The body is all plastic with an integrated bracelet that over time becomes brittle and breaks, much like the Citizen D080. For mine, I had to rig it up so I can fit a NATO band, and I quite like the result. To my knowledge and from online research, it has been made in this single color scheme. The front part has a large LCD, rather busy to account for all the icons it will display. The lower part is dominated by the microphone, which has an intricate mask that just screams high-tech. It has a single button on the front, which, you guessed it, is the voice command button. And much like the band, is made from a mushy resin that disintegrates over time, so I had to machine one out of aluminum, and here's a shot of how it looked like when I got it. It has a fairly slim profile and sits well on the wrist. The design choice to make it tall and not wide lends itself to wearability. It has a height of 50 mm and 30 mm in width. The height is a bit misleading with the integrated bracelet and all, so it depends where you measure it from. For size, here it is compared to its brother, the Citizen Voice Memo, and now you can see the dramatic difference in style. But you really can't compare them as they are trying to be their own separate thing. Going on to features, let's all agree not even to talk about the time, date, alarm, and memo features of the watch, and just concentrate on the voice command capability. And what a marvelous function that no other manufacturer did at that time. Yeah, and don't start talking about how cool was the Seiko TV watch, which was actually an LCD watch wired to the TV part, which sat bulk in your pocket. No, with the Voice Master, everything happens on your wrist. You just press the button and command a feature or input numbers and words. The manual states that the watch will recognize only the owner's voice because you have to go through a rather lengthy voice command acquisition process. Basically, you have a command chart in the manual, and for each mode and function you will record a spoken word. It can be any spoken word, so if you want to bring up alarm 1 by saying cheeseburger, you can do that. I said mine regularly, so here it is in action.
Time, memo, alarm 1, date.
You also have the ability to access everything through buttons, so if voice command is not your thing or you're in a quiet setting, you are not left handicapped. So let's move over to the bench and open this sucker up and see what's inside. So it has a single latch holding the batteries together. And there we go. So it runs on 3 LR1130 batteries. Yeah, it doesn't have a micro light, so you can only imagine that it actually uses this power to run the whole module. And here we have the open module. It's held together via these snap-on latches. This is similar to what you get in the Citizen 8946. Okay. So here you have the module, and this is a really interesting thing. You can see that you have the zebra strip colored one color up to here and then colored a different color up to here. And
I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, now you can see it too. You see the little pads there that they are only from this place to this place up to here, and the same for the top. And this part of the zebra strip is just to keep it even with the rest of the zebra strip. This part doesn't actually conduct any signals. And there we go. I'm not going to open it further. You can just see the two processing units here. Now I won't be able to tell you what each one of them is. I don't know, maybe one caters to the clock, or one caters to the voice recognition system, or one is just the LCD driver. I don't know, but this is how the module looks like from the inside. Well, and actually curiosity got the better of me, and I managed to pull it out from this plastic cradle. So this was sitting like that, like so. And in this deep recess here, there's a component, this component, which I'm not sure what it is, but it's thicker than the other silicone chips. My assumption that this is where the voice processing unit sits. But as you can see, a very complex module nonetheless. Reminds me of the Citizen Voice Memo, because in there you also have multiple silicone chips and you have the memory. I don't know, this might be a memory, but yeah. And one final shot with everything dismantled. So yeah, this is what the watch is made of, and that's it with the innards.
Now that we weighed everything in, let's give it some grades, and we'll do the usual trio of collectability, price and availability. So let's start with collectability. 8 out of 10, a truly unique watch with a feature that hasn't been done by others. The thing keeping it from a perfect score is that it is generally unknown, even among collectors. Price, 5 out of 10, be sure that if it shows up, it will not go for pocket change. I don't have an auction as reference, but whenever I brought it up for discussion on the Facebook group, it caught loads of interest. I will speculate $300 to $500 depending on condition. 2 out of 10 for availability. From a rarity point of view, this sits right up there with the Epson RC20 or Casio TM100, or maybe even more rare. Consider yourself lucky if you see one, as assumingly they made it in very, very low numbers. So I got mine from Yahoo Auction Japan. Yahoo Auction Japan, right? Where else? It was 1200 yen, so that's around 12 bucks. It did come with the shortcomings that you did see with the broken band, but I'm sure that didn't play down the price. I was just super lucky to find it, and I was the only bidder on the watch. If I calculate the taxes and the shipping, that's more than what the watch cost. So what I did was just look for this watch forever. So I looked at eBay, Etsy, Gumtree, Yahoo Auction Japan, Rakuten, and I used the search terms Voice Master and VX2, and on Yahoo Auction Japan, Citizen VX2 paid off in the end. And I was really anxious as I was getting close to the end of the auction, because I thought there would be a lot of bidders and it would just inflate the price. But again, I was lucky and persistent. So if you do find one of these in the wild, don't pass the chance to get it, because they are very, very rare. Thanks for watching the review. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and do hit the subscribe button below, because I try to release digital watch related videos like this, or repairs, collection roundups, brand reviews and whatnot as often as I can. And I'll see you on the next one, and until then, don't forget to wear your vintage digital watches. Bye.